welcome again to another episode of the M365 and AI series. On today's episode, I'm going to be walking you through the Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat experience. Within your organization, you may have Microsoft Copilot. However, because you're not given a premium, you may be bothered about how you can leverage the Copilot Chat. Today, I'm going to quickly just walk you through an overview of the Copilot Chat, and in subsequent episodes, I would walk you through in-depth tutorials on how you can get the value out of this Copilot Chat across your applications. So first of all, when you're working with Copilot, one of the things that are very important for you to know is how to prompt, right? And prompting takes different processes and different structures depending on the end goals that you want to achieve. But the goal for today is not to really talk about prompting, it's to walk you through this UI. Now, you can access this UI from the Microsoft Copilot desktop application or across your Microsoft cloud experiences and applications like your Outlook, your Teams, and on the browser or in your PowerPoint. So regardless of the absence of a premium license, there are some capabilities that have been infused into Copilot to allow you to also get the benefit of AI solutions within your day-to-day work. So let's get into it. So now within this view, there are a couple of options that are very important for you to really know about. First of all, in your chat box, you can write out, this is where you can write out the prompts that you want to get answers on from this Copilot assistant. However, it's very important to know that when you're working with the Copilot Chat, you're interacting with the Copilot instance that is grounded on public web data. But the question now is, if you say that this is going to be beneficial to me in my day-to-day work, how do I benefit from my work data if I do not have Copilot grounded on my work data? What am I going to do? So in this instance, there are a couple of workarounds that we're going to explore together. Now in this box, let's say, for instance, I want to ask a question about a document that I was interacting with, and I want to combine that data with external data, right? Or you can think about this in maybe you're researching something and you want to quickly just combine to create a new document using both the internal and external data. What you're going to do in that instance would be to manually attach your internal work data to this window. Now this begs the question of, if this is not the premium and you're asking me to bring in my internal work data, what is the security like? So security is a very important conversation, especially when you're interacting with AI systems. And Microsoft, when developing their assistant, made sure to integrate the enterprise grade security through the enterprise data protection that you see here. So this is a badge to let you know that your prompts and your data that you share through this particular Copilot instance is secured and protected from getting accessed by both the model or even getting mixed up with public data. So it remains within the confines of the data boundary of your organization. So now that we have that out, let me walk you through a couple of things that you can do here. So now, if I want to probably ask a question about my practice PowerPoint, which I was on, or a document any document at all, and I also want to combine this knowledge with external data, or even generally, maybe your interest is not really to combine, you just want to use an AI assistant that is protected and without having concerns around any kind of data loss or data exposure, right, with your organization data, then you should be using your Copilot instance. So I'm going to look for a document. Now there are a couple of ways for me to bring in this document. I can use the add content button here, and with this I can attach files from my cloud environment. So you can see, I will see all the files that I have here. They'll be attached here and they'll be listed here. These are all my cloud files, and I can also type. So as you type the name of a file, it automatically goes through your environment and pulls the particular data that's related to the terms that you are typing. Right? Now, Or you can also just upload the files directly from your computer, your local drive. Another option for you is to go directly into your cloud file explorer and look for the file. Probably it's on a SharePoint. You don't know the name, but you know where the location is. You can just go into your um, cloud file explorer and navigate to either your SharePoint site or a OneDrive location to which you kept that file and attach it. But I'm just going to go to do the shortest route, which is using the context IQ slash. Once you do the slash on your keyboard, it automatically just opens your file explorer for you. And then you can also just type the name of the file here, and it's also going to do the same search. So this is the file I want it to work with. And now I can ask it to probably summarize this file and provide me quick guidance on the expected steps as listed with the file. Hit. Now I'm using a Copilot. I'm using the Copilot with my internal data. If you look at my Copilot view, you're going to see at the top right corner here that I have GPT 5.3, and without selecting an option here on this view, you're going to have auto. Auto is going to be the first thing that you're going to see here. Now this allows you to select particular way you want your Copilot to respond. If you just want a very quick straight point response, or you want it to really go in depth and really do some more deeper analysis and bring back your results, or you want to use specific GPT models, and each of these models have different strengths. So you can just select the one that you want, and you can either select it to either think deeper or to quick response. So you can choose from that. So I set my own to 5.3 quick response. Right now, every time that you prompt, you have the option to change this. So this is how you can bring in your internal data into your Copilot window and ask it to prompt there for you. Now this window is integrated across all of your applications, like your Word, your Excel, your PowerPoint, your Outlook, and I'm going to walk you through how you can also interact with your Copilot from these windows in subsequent videos. So while this is working and trying to extract all the files that it needs to extract, one thing that you would notice is in the responses that it has generated, it's telling me that there is a restriction on the file, which means that even if I can see the file, I have obviously applied the label that limits its ability to go into that file and pull out the information, right? Now this brings us to the next topic. When you're interacting with your internal documents within Copilot, it respects the boundaries of your security configurations that has been applied to the contents that it's interacting with. This goes to say that you're not going to be able to interact with Copilot on document that you don't, on files that you don't have access to, or they are protected, and that they are protected in ways that restrict Copilot interactions. Or those files are not shared with you. Copilot will not be able to bring back those responses for you. So now let's go into other things on this window. Again, remember that this is a very quick overview. Now sometimes you want to talk. This is one of my favorite things to do. Sometimes you know the prompt, you know what you want to ask from Copilot, but you're better off vocalizing it. This is where your voice dictation really comes in. You can start the dictation where on your Windows laptop you can just click on Windows and the H, and that activates the voice for you as well, and then you can type out the prompts that you want your Copilot to execute for you, and it is going to do that exactly as you write it out. You're going to see that it's automatically being transcribed, and then your Copilot can use it. Without out of the way, let's go over to talking about the next part. When you're interacting with your Copilot instances, when you're interacting with your Copilot, sometimes you want to interact with other agents that have been created, right? So a way of interacting with those agents here is just to put the @ sign, and then you'll see all the agents that you have access to, and you can now use them, you can call them. Now within your Copilot chat window, I'm going to be talking to you in the next series on how to create your agent. We're going to walk through that. But before we get to that, normally, if you're looking at this entire video and you're seeing different agents other than these ones that are the free ones, just know that you're in premium. And how do you know if you're on a premium? First of all, you're going to see the work and web tab activated for you. This is a basic license, so we're just on the web directly. The web that grounds on the external data, and your work tab grounds on your organizational context, your organizational data. You're also going to be able to, you're going to see Copilot Chat Basic at the bottom. That also signifies to you that you are on the free plan. If you see Copilot Chat Premium, it signifies to you that you're on the premium plan. Now you have all your agents here, and if you scroll down, you can always just see all of the conversations that you've had over time, and you can either rename conversations. So this is one of the things that I really do. If you're having a continuous conversation with Copilot in a specific chat, and you want to be able to find that conversation as time goes on, and you keep building and having further conversations with Copilot, you can always just rename it to a name that you can recollect and is relatable to you, and you can just save it. I'll just say demo, and I'll just save it. Now every time that you're going through your chart, I can always just find demo, and I'll know that it's related to a specific topic that I'm interested in, and I'll go back to read through those conversations had with my Copilot. If you want to see an extensive list of all of the conversations that you've had with Copilot over time, you can also just open all the conversations and you will see it, right? So now let me just open up a previous conversation that I've had with Copilot to show you what it looks like. So you see that Copilot, I can quickly just go back to where I started with Copilot from the beginning of the conversation up to the point. Yeah. Now, there are some things that are also important. Now, if you look at this chart, you're going to see some buttons that are here. You can copy the responses that you got. You can give your feedback. You can also share your responses with somebody. You can quickly just take those your prompt links, and then you can share it with people within your organization. Now, the next thing that you have here is the collaborative feature of Copilot. Now, within the collaborative feature of Copilot, basically uses a feature of another application we're going to walk through in this our series as well. It's called Microsoft Loop. It provides in Copilot leverages the Microsoft Loop pages, which are movable collaborative spaces that you can use in places like your Word, your Teams, and it has automatic sync. So as people are collaborating from any point that you share it with them with, you're automatically going to get updates, and everybody can just be updating the same, and it has like components that you can, just share only the components, and people can just work on only that part without seeing the entire page, right? We're going to explore this further in other subsequent videos. So when you now come here, you can click on add, and then you can always just add if you want to update an existing page. However, if you want to create a new page, you just click on the button and it creates a new page. Now with this page, you can turn this page into a document. You can share this page to somebody, and you and that person would collaborate together on the page. So my account is having some issues, and yeah. Or you can export your responses directly into Microsoft Word. At the bottom again, you're going to see your library. Now this library opens up the pages and the images that you've used over time. Create is Designer. I don't know how many of us know Designer. We're going to explore this in depth. And this is where you can use Designer to create your infographics, your posters, images, videos. This is Designer. So you can just scroll down and also use Designer to create any of these amazing things here. So let's go back again into our Copilot chat window. Now, within your Copilot chat window, you can also have the ability to create a temporary chat. A temporary chat is a chat where all of the interactions that you're going to have with Copilot is not going to be stored for you, right? It's not going to be saved for you and you will not be able to backtrack on it. So if that's the case for you, you can also use a temporary chat within your Microsoft Copilot chat experience. So this is a very, very short, quick run through or the Microsoft Copilot Chat experience using the desktop application. You can also access this view from your Microsoft Outlook environment, your Teams, your any of the applications like a PowerPoint. This particular view is there for you, whether or not you have a license. So see you again in our next video where we'll explore even more interesting features and how you can use them to elevate your workflow in 2026. Thank you again for being part of this series and join us again in our next episode.